Hi everyone, this is Sipiwe Mashia speaking, and I'm a student teacher, and I'm doing my third year, and also I have a module for fourth year, which is teaching studies. And 3 years ago, I was an able person. I was running in the sport field for my school. That means I was an athlete, and I've won so many trophies and medals for my school and being an athlete. And I was also a model, and I became Miss Miss Uniform for my school. And I also I'm also a dancer. I used to dance, not anymore because now I'm living with a disability. I used to dance ballroom dance and Latin dance. And moving along, okay, I was involved in a car accident, and I was wheelchair bound for a year. But then, as an ambitious person, as a strong person, I fought and attended physiotherapist, and now I'm using crutches. I'm no longer in a wheelchair because I believe that if you put something in your head and you hope that you will be fine and you have faith, nothing is impossible. And hoping that I will also lose my crutches and walk again without them. Okay, and at the moment I'm a student teacher. I love teaching. I'm passionate about teaching. I love children. I love being around children. I enjoy making different for someone else. I enjoy seeing people reaching their potential and demonstrating their abilities. So that's my motto: demonstrate your ability and recognize your excellence. And that's how I live. And okay, right now I'm a student assistant at University of Johannesburg Library. I assist students living with disability. Uh, I assist them how to use a software that is installed in computers, and how to access information or anything that they need, their assignment, regarding their assignment, or anything that has to do with online education. I'm so passionate and I enjoy online education in such a way that I also established my own online tuition company whereby I teach everyone. I teach beginners, I teach adults, I teach learners, I teach students online. I teach them language, I teach them computer, I teach them social science studies, I teach them education and psychology online. And okay, I do earn some money from that. And okay, it's my own company. I'm running it. I work anytime whenever I want to, and it's flexible, so my academics are not disturbed or distracted anyhow, because I can even work at night. And another thing that I'm doing is that I'm a varsity support coordinator here at University of Johannesburg. I'm an executive member of a society that was formed by students living with disability. So basically what I'm doing is that I assist any student on campus that needs any help. I refer them to psychet, which is the office at university that deals with um, disability issues and disability challenges and things like that. And I also assist them if they need maybe funding. I refer them to officers or people responsible that will assist them. And another thing with accessibility, I am passionate and I love inclusive education in such a way that after my degree, completing my degree, I plan to do educational psychology and become the educational psychologist, and I'm a Zulu girl from KwaZulu Natal, and I'm a Zulu speaker. That is my native language, and I love my culture so much. I've learned a lot about my culture and I embraced indigenous knowledge, but most of the time it is sometimes important to use technology in class to teach learners because that's what they are using on their daily lives, and they are exposed to technology, and in order for them to adapt, and we need to use technology. And another thing, for them be um, to be versatile, we also need to use technology, but we also need to embrace indigenous knowledge, like using your own culture tools or psychological tools. That's how I believe that how a person learns, and that's how a person is able to interpret any information according to what their culture or what they are exposed to, even the environment. So it's very important to contextualize a content and use objects or material that learners are exposed to every day, and that everywhere in a country, so that they can be able to take that information, to take whatever that you're teaching them and be globalize it. Even if they go to another country, they are able to implement and apply the content and whatever you're teaching them, and draw from the prior knowledge and experiences, and draw from their own culture and language, and draw from their country and what they know. um, I've worked with professors, I've worked with my tutors to be who I am. I've presented so many presentation regarding inclusive education and accessibility for students living with disability. So I advocate inclusive education in all sorts of um, areas and life works. So yeah, that's me, and I'm also involved because I cannot run for UJ anymore as I used to run for my school, being a model and a dancer using my feet. But I'm also in sport here at University of Johannesburg. I'm rowing, so I row a boat, I go to dam and row a boat, I go to gym every day, and hope that I will be able to walk again. And yes, we do have problems in education that needs to be tackled, that needs to be addressed. For example, that's why I want to be the educational psychologist, in order for me to tackle those issues, especially issues that involve learners living with disability. For instance, in public schools or in township schools and rural area schools, we don't have psychologists, we don't have counselors. So I would like to come up with a theory or with an idea that life orientation teachers must be certified to be counselors and teach or assist learners who have problems in schools. And also need educational psychologists assigned in every school around South Africa. And in that way, no learner will drop out of school because they don't have food, because they don't have transport, because they don't have funding, because they don't have stationery, because they living with disability and they are not accommodated in class. So teachers or student teachers at university must also learn how to accommodate people living with disability. Thank you. And we need also to embrace inclusive education.